All right, folks, we're in New York, the city that never sleeps, and boy, it sure sounded like when we got here at about 1:30 or 2 in the morning, the place was still humming. Unfortunately, the Raptors weren't humming last night in the loss in Indiana. The Pacers came out, shot the ball extremely well, were terrific offensively, and it's another loss for Toronto where people look at it and kind of raise an eyebrow and think, well, what's going on after a really solid win over a good team in Oklahoma City?
You know, for me, Jonesy, it's the flat starts, and that's kind of what has sort of, I guess, stood out for me in the last two games. And when you dig yourself 16 and 18-point holes, and the deficit gets that large in the opening 12 minutes, and you try to climb that hill the rest of the night, that's it. I mean, what was it? It was 2-zip, 4-2. And 6-5 against the Knicks.
That's it.
And then that was it. You were done. Yesterday, Toronto didn't have a lead at any point. The opening bucket went to the Pacers. That's it. Toronto never held a lead in that game. So as you look ahead to the game tomorrow night against the Knicks, to me, it's clear. It's the start to the ball game, and you have to be in it early. I know you had the stat last night about the Raptors. Is it after one quarter or is it at the half, where their record this year is just abysmal when they're facing a deficit?
Five of their 8 wins have come when they've been leading after the first quarter. So that in a nutshell corroborates.
Okay, so just do the reverse math then and see how bad that is.
Exactly, it tells you everything else you need to know. And you know, it's the defense again. We look at the Pacers. The Knicks shot a good percentage. Toronto did a little bit to bring it down, but you know, the Pacers shot the ball extremely well last night. They're a 3-point shooting team, and I thought it was interesting to hear Jay Triano after the game when he said, you know, it's part of the development and guys learning. You know, Oklahoma City, they're a team that likes to get to the hoop. So, you know, we kind of packed it in, and that worked. And then against the Knicks and Indiana, they like to shoot the three. We told them they had to get out, but they were still intent on packing it in, and we got hurt with the long ball. So he said it's part of the development and something they're just going to have to go through. But I think they're going to have to be more aware. They're going to have to do a better job. And you know, I guess that's where experience comes in. Getting better at adjusting to what other teams do, not only before the game, but during the course of the game as well. And Eric, you know, you talked about the starts. Jay Triano thought long and hard in the postgame last night when he was asked about changing the starting lineup. He just kind of said, well, you know, there's something I have to think about.
Did he say he was contemplating it? Or?
Contemplating, yeah. That was the exact word. So, you know what, it would not surprise me at all to see some kind of change in the starting lineup. I'm one for patience and let it play out, but patience turns into a bad pattern, then maybe you have to do something.
Well, you set me up perfectly for the blog that is also posted either just below or just above this vlog as well, so make sure you check that out as I talk about something we talked about on the air last night, and that is the idea of maybe changing the starting five. And you've got to figure at least 2, maybe 3 guys are locked in with Bargnani and Calderon, and then that's just a tease. Read the rest again, either up here or down here. Click on the link, and you can talk about the starting lineup, and maybe you want to weigh in as well in the comment section. The one thing about preaching patience, though, Jonesy, and with this team overall, is at the end of the day, they are what they are.
Yes.
They're a young team with a very small margin of error that will probably be like this for most of the season. The inconsistencies of 2 up, 3 down, 2 wins, 4 losses, 5 wins, 7 losses. It's going to be like this all year, and that's, to me, part and parcel with being a young, inconsistent team with very little margin of error, without a true superstar leader at this point, where you're just trying to get it done on the fly and be good enough to compete, but yet not completely tank. Because, oh, by the way, in spite of your rough 8-13 record and a .381 winning percentage and 2 straight losses, because the bottom of the muddled mess of the East is just that, you are still, as of today, at the 1/4 pole of the season, the 8th seed in the East.
Well, and it's crazy. I mean, people talk about it, and that's what'll happen, Eric. You know, you hit it. You said it well. They will surprise you, and you'll love this team, and then, like your own kid, they will disappoint you. I mean, you beat Orlando, you win over Oklahoma City, you compete with the Lakers, and then you fall flat on your face against Indiana and in Washington. It's going to be like that, folks. It's going to be up and down. And as I said before, Jay Triano's trying to do something. The organization trying to do something very difficult, trying to push and pull at the same time, trying to develop young talent but yet win. And we know you don't win with young guys in this league until they develop. Well, it's like the old, I don't have a job. Well, you don't have experience. Well, how do I get experience if I don't get a job? That's what the Raptors are going through right now, so we're just going to have to ride the roller coaster for the rest of the year.
All right, we've got a bit of a day off here today, and then we get a chance to look forward tonight to heading to Broadway, actually.
We're on Broadway.
Yeah, courtesy of our friend Jack Armstrong. He has invited us out. He's got some connections to the Broadway play Lombardi, about the life and times of obviously famous coach Vince Lombardi. So
Who is a Fordham grad where Jack went to
there's
school.
There's a connection with Jacko. So we're going to that show tonight, 7 o'clock. Jones and Smith do Broadway. Matt Devlin's coming along, and a whole bunch of guys in the Raptors broadcast crew as well. So I'll give you a little bit of info on that tomorrow. We both will in tomorrow's edition of the vlog. And we're also going to have the pregame show tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, tip off at 7:30. So a lot of stuff to come in the next 36 hours or so here from NYC.
And then we may deke over to the second game of the Jimmy V Classic at Madison Square Garden. Well, I think I will, because it's a chance for me to see family. My brother's doing the game for ESPN, so it doesn't happen.
If I can get it free, I'll go. If I can get a press pass. But
I'll work on it.
It's Christmas, man. I'm not paying. All the cash goes to presents now. You folks know how it is. Come on. There's no nation like donation, as my man Jack says. And I'm all about looking for a donation tonight.
If it's free, it's me. We'll see you again, folks.